Yeah, I'm about to go off. Let's go. Y'all all see this comic, right? How many times must I tell these retarded fucks that I'm a fucking independent voter? Yet yet the special ed, the far left special ed libtards constantly putting people on the far right because they're not part of their group. Then get mad as fuck, wondering why the independent voters not picking their side of the party. Well, isn't it obvious exactly what the fuck y'all doing? You see, all this retarded fuck ass, oh, if you're not with us, you're against us mindset is gonna be y'all undoing. And let me tell you something else too. And it doesn't matter which side you're on, Democrat or Republican. The one thing you should not be doing right now is pissing off the independent voters. You see, without the independent voter, guess what? They will choose the side. They will choose the side. If not, they won't vote at all. So by these retarded fucks pushing independent voters on one side, on the opposition side, guess who they're gonna vote for? And the reason why I'm talking about this is because for the past several months, maybe a year, no, scratch that. For the past year, what has the far left been doing? Putting people on a side. Oh, if you're not part of us far left libtards, then you're on the far right conservative side. Stupid motherfuckers. Now these are the same far lefts sitting there wondering, why y'all not voting for our best interests? Why are you siding with the bad guys? Because who the fuck put them there? No, answer the question. Who put them on that side? But you're wondering why they are there. And let me set something straight. While these dumb fucks is on that, you're not with us, you're against us bullshit, throwing their ultimatums, keep in mind. They're gonna need those same independent voters to vote for their side. But if this is what the far left's gonna do, then they might as well just hand Trump the victory. Then you got the dumb motherfuckers in there. Then you got the dumbass far left going around on social media talking about, Kamala Harris is up by 1 point. She's winning. It's a victory. It's a landslide. 1 point equals a landslide. Get the fuck out of here. And on top of that, this right here lets you know that they don't know shit about the election. Especially when the election is still early. Shit. Last time I checked, the key battleground swing states are still deadlocked. So, so it's too soon to be sitting there celebrating for your candidate, at this point when not all the information is out there. And this shit that the far left is doing ain't helping one bit. Ain't helping their side one bit. And on top of that, another thing you should learn about the elections, especially when it comes to the swing states, they think that, oh, the more people they have on the far left or the far right, oh, that's going to make their president win the election. No. And me, who normally keep a close eye on presidential elections, I could tell you this. It's those battleground swing states that will determine who wins the presidency. You want to know why they're deadlocked? Because they have not decided. They're not convinced who will be the better presidential candidate. Plus, they see all this dumb shit happening. You think that's going to win over their vote? Then you hearing all this shaming, smearing, mud throwing, and shit. That's also not going to win their vote either. Jeez, learn about the here and now. Learn about the days and times. You want to win over people's votes? Then what is your presidential candidates gonna do to win the votes? And no, going around shaming, ad hominem attacking, harassing, or threatening to beat up people is not gonna make that person vote for your candidate. And yes, keep in mind, I did beat the fuck out of a Kamala Harris supporter who thought he was going to intimidate and try to muscle me into voting for Kamala Harris until I beat the brakes off his ass. So all of that being said, sit back and think. Kamala Harris is up by a point, but we're still early in the game. And keep in mind, the tables can turn at any given moment. You don't have to take my word for it. Remember the 2005 election between Democrat John Kerry and Republican President George W. Bush? Remember, early during that election, John Kerry was ahead of George W. Bush. For the past 5 months, until the tables turned back, it was then President George W. Bush was now leading to the point to where George W. Bush ended up winning a second term. So no, just because Kamala Harris is up by a point doesn't mean that those tables can't turn back and be in Trump's favor. Something to marinate on out the gate. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. I'm done and I'm out this bitch. Later.